Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this deck guide video, I'm proud to present my budget Spell Damage Mage that I used to climb all the way to top 1000 legend. It's fun to see that Budget Mage is viable again. Budget Mage hasn't been viable for a while. The last time Budget Mage was viable it was a Secret Mage. And I did try a Secret Mage, but I couldn't make it work on budget right now in this meta. The current Secret Mages, the expensive cards are just so important. But for the Spell Damage Mages, the expensive cards are less important. There's only 5 rare cards in this deck, because it's got like Imprisoned Phoenix from Darkmoon Races that really puts this all together. It's sort of like Elemental and Spell Damage. There's a bunch of elementals in this deck. There's elemental allies. Side quest, play an elemental 2 turns in a row to draw 3 spells from your deck. So then you just play these elementals. You can even use Skyworm from Darkmoon Faire. Battlecry will play an elemental last turn, deal 3 damage. Then you just navigate this maze of spell damage and spell damage synergies and elementals and elemental synergies in an attempt to win the game. The matchups for this deck are quite polarized. It is at its best against token druids and against rogues, because you have a lot of ways to handle tokens, you have a lot of ways to handle stealth minions. There's stuff like Arcane Explosion, and with spell damage that can be a pretty big Arcane Explosion. I'm using Firebrand in this version, deals damage random split among enemy minions. Then there's Arcane Missiles, there's even more Arcane Missiles for Wild Spellwings, so you can handle tokens, you can handle stealth minions fairly well. But you're doing much worse against stuff like Paladins especially, maybe Warriors. Because those decks that can just heal up a ton or put a lot of stats on the board, they can prove to be difficult. The cards that I'm least certain about in this version of the deck are the Wound Thief, the Firebrands and the Mask of Cthulhu. I think the budget version absolutely needs the Firebrands because you don't have access to stuff like Rust Frost Whisper, but when you think about upgrading this deck, then these are the cards that you think about removing. And I'm beginning to think that maybe it's the Firebrand that's going to have to go. Because if you have access to Rust Frost Whisper, at the end of your turn deal 1 damage to all enemies, improved by spell damage, that kind of does everything that Firebrand can do and much better. Some of these decks also use Jandy's Sparrow, but Jandy's is not performing too well in this deck, so I'm still uncertain whether Jandy's even belongs in the archetype. So it's completely possible, for example, that an optimal list would just cut the Firebrands, add a second Wound Thief, add Rust Frost Whisper, and that might already be a viable full cost list. As for the mulligans with this deck, they really depend on the synergies that you find. You're always keeping elemental allies. Just a great side quest. If you have elemental allies, you're trying to find some elementals, preferably Confection Cyclone, which alone is able to trigger the quest. You're also always keeping Violet Spellwing, because it's just good. Good early minion. Sometimes you don't play it on 1 if you want to play elemental allies first and then use Violet Spellwing as one of the triggers. But the rest of the keeps are more conditional. Crime Session is a great card typically to keep, but you need some spell damage minion to go with that. Ideally it could be like an Imprisoned Phoenix or a Lab Partner, or even just the Primordial Studies, but you really want those to go together. Or if you're facing some token deck, then keeping Arcane Explosion together with something like a Lab Partner can just allow you to beat those. Or if you're up against a rogue and you think it's going to be a stealth rogue, then even keeping something like Arcane Missiles might be useful to get rid of those stealth minions early. So there are a lot of conditional keeps depending on whether you're going to find elemental synergies or spell damage synergies, but the elemental synergies are generally safer to keep alone, especially elemental allies and Violet Spellwing. But let's go take a look at the deck in action to show exactly what I mean. And if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also check out my Twitch where I live stream Hearthstone. Spellwings, cool. Lab Partner, cool. I'll take it. Let's go. Spellwings mean that I have the chance to destroy some of those stealth minions. With the Arcane Missiles I'll be picking up. So, what is there not to like? Oh. Well, now I do have to play the Elemental Allies, because I can play Spellwing into Spellwing and draw 3. And then I can draw 3 spells from the deck. So yeah, I'm totally doing that. I'm also discovering a spell damage minion here. How about the Solarian? Is Solarian really strong enough here? Shuffling the Solarian Prime. I might opt for the Lab Partner. I'm gonna go with this one. Next turn we're playing the other Spellwing. I draw 3 cards. It's quite unlikely for the rogue to be able to do a ton of things here yet. Ooh, it's that kind of water rogue. Hi, Hexanaut. That's intriguing. Well, I always have to play this one, of course. I'd like to draw some spells. Those are some nice spells. Oh, that would be really, really sweet. But I would have done me leaving these up for the time being. What if there's a buff for this one and it just punches me in the face a lot? That seems a little too scary. I think I'll have to Frostbolt it away. Just can't afford it. I mean, Spy Mistress isn't fun taking damage from Spy Mistress, but it's better. And then the Arcane Missiles can solve that. Hi, Night Elder. I'm fine, thanks. Just trying out some free-to-play stuff again. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, missiles will handle these. Okay, here we go then. It's a lab partner in the Primordial Studies, which will discover a mana reservoir. Why not? Why not? I will want to have 2 mana to play the Creme Session though, so I want to play another lab partner here. And then I will be able to draw 3 cards with the Creme Session. Good. And then I will be able to use an Arcane Missiles here to get rid of the minions on the board and push in some face damage. Alright, so far so good. Have you considered thinking with Deck of Chaos? And which one was Deck of Chaos? Was it the Mage or the Warlock spell?
A cruel fate awaits you in the ashes.
Oh, if these don't get killed... Oh! Oh! Sub-second cost of minions. Yeah, I don't think it's useful. This is getting really interesting now. Let's pop in with some more spell damage. I couldn't quite get enough damage over there. I wanted a bit more. So in this case it's best to hit that one over there and then do another Arcane Missiles, right? Instead of Frostbolting the rogue's face. Yeah. I need to do another Arcane Missiles here. I was hoping to kill both of the minions already, but this should still be fine. I have a Frostbolt here. How many of these is the rogue going to kill now? Because I can set up a Frostbolt next turn so rogue can't get 2 swings to my face. Which means that I should be reasonably safe. Yeah, they get to hit with that once, but... I mean, isn't this just lethal? That's just lethal. Don't even need any setups here. Just some burn. Ow. Maybe it is. I'm uncertain about that. Can you play this deck without Gendies? I don't have Gendies in this deck. So, yes. I want to get those 3 spells. But I don't have a second elemental in hand, so I don't dare to coin the Spellwing. I mean, we just beat the full cost version, and they had Raz and everything. I'm just worried about Gibellings. These are the ones that I'm worried about. Alright, maybe I was too greedy. Maybe I needed to play the Spellwing out there. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Because now there's no stopping these. Actually, I have to ping the Gibelling that could make more Gibellings. I can't let them have more stuff. How would you upgrade this list? Chandis and Ras. Thanks, Elshot. Yeah, I mean, everyone was building aggro rogue wrong. Now in the latest Vicious Syndicate report, they started to recommend the style of aggro rogue that my budget rogue is. Which is something that I said already weeks ago, that it's clearly where the statistics are pointing, where the direction of the deck should be taken. But for some reason people just wanted to play it wrong, or build it wrong. But then I went ahead and built it right. And that was nice. Even that 4 damage from the Firebrand, I mean, I have to do it, but I don't think it's enough. Do I have to do it? An alternative is Confection Cyclone with the Spell Wing. Maybe get 3 cards next turn. If I manage to find an Arcane Explosion. There are some considerable risks here. But I believe this has got to be what I need to be a little greedy now. But it's scary. If they have Innervate or Lightning Bloom for Arbor up, that's just going to kill me. A difficult position, but not an impossible one. We'll see. I can draw 3 spells by playing a single 1-cost elemental, so then I will have another 4 mana available because I still have the coin. And if I pick up the Arcane Explosion, that might do something. If they don't have buffs for these minions, then something like Firebrand might be enough. I could do like Sugar Elemental, Firebrand, Coin Studies. Possibly. Nine cards in hand. The Arcane Explosion thing isn't going to be enough. Nope. So I need to play the Firebrand.
You fight me, you get
8 cards in hand. Then I can play the Sugar Elemental. So that I can draw those cards. Now I have a space for them. And then I can play the coin, which will make this one deal 4 damage to minions. Then I can follow that up with Arcane Missiles, dealing out a couple of points of damage. But no, I do die to Savage Roar now. No, actually Savage Roar is 1-off. But Arbor Up. Arbor Up is so good here. The only spell damage minion I have is the dormant one, so I can't get it going. If they had anything but the Gibbling Opener, this would have been fine. Was I too greedy with this quest on one? Because the Gibbling Opener, I could have countered the Gibbling Opener if I had played the Spellwing on one instead of the quest. Spell damage, Arcane Explosion. Yeah, but I don't have spell damage in hand. And the quest only draws spells. It cannot draw spell damage. Well, I guess I have Primordial Studies, so that might work out.
What shall we hunt?
Alright. Now we're getting in this game, right? Druid has only 2 cards. Maybe I need to do the Primordial Studies. I was just concerned that I wouldn't pick up a good enough card. Talnos. Probably has to be the lab partner. Or is this the lab partner, the Phoenix? It might also be the lab partner, the Phoenix. It can be a lab partner, and then Phoenix, and then the Arcane Explosion. It can be that. This way I finally get the Phoenix on the board, so I will eventually get that spell damage from the Phoenix. And Druid is down to 3 cards, so maybe Druid doesn't have the answers. They opted for the Overload, okay. Doing that and cram session. No. I have to try to kill as many of these minions as I can here, right? With Frostbolt one of them. One of the 2 health ones. Then I can arcane missiles that will hopefully kill the 2 1 health ones. Okay. 1 minion on the board, Druid has 5 mana. Can we still recover from this? Druid hasn't found Arbor up. If they had Arbor up, they would have played it earlier, right? So that's one big thing. And do I die to double Savage or if Druid has no minions? No, I don't. Okay, that's good to know. Time to draw 4 cards. I need to kill every minion on this board. That has got to happen. What is the path? Vibrant deals 4. No, that's not the... It's the Guy Worm on this one, right? It's the Guy Worm on this one. And trade with that and ping. That's got to be the way I do this. Okay. Druid has so few cards that if they pick up a Glowfly Swarm, it doesn't do much. But they could have like Solar Eclipse Arbor up. Because I don't have the lethal damage here. Is their hand like 2 Savage Roars? Okay, we're in the clear. We're in the clear now. Good. Just deciding when to Frostbolt. 6 damage, that's not lethal. But I can do the Spellwing here. Then I can do the Wound Thief. I get another spell, another Frostbolt, yeah, sure. Or do I want more cards? 12, 21, no, I don't need more cards. I want the Frostbolt that Druid's face. Hit some faces, I'll turn Fireball the Druid's face as well. And we should be in the clear. I'm still not certain whether I played the start of the game correctly. Because if the Druid had found specifically Arbor up, I suppose, this would have been a very much more difficult game. It's probably going to be a 2 deck, right? I think it is. We'll see how it goes. And so do you do deck requests? 4 channel points, yeah. But I'm playing budget decks only today, so I won't be able to do any full cost decks. Building a PvP environment that is fundamentally unfair. What? Blizzard's strength has always been like perfecting stuff that other people have invented. They've never been good at inventing stuff themselves, really. That's not been the Blizzard thing. It has never been the Blizzard thing. It's really unbalanced. Yeah, it is. It is really unbalanced. And it's a fundamental flaw in that design. The whole concept cannot be balanced properly. Eight cards in hand. I will draw 3 spells with that. Go to 7, go up to 10. If I use this, I will have to spend the coin too. Probably don't spend the coin. A Phoenix. I like Phoenixes a lot. Phoenixes are a lot of fun. Let's play that one out there. Alright, good. So far so good. Gyre Worm is active for next turn. What is there not to like? 10 cards in hand. I want everything to, all the damage to go to face. I'm kind of bullish on this face thing here against the Warlock. Alright. Arena feels very random too. Yeah, the problem with Arena is you have no agency. You just take whatever deck is basically offered to you, and then you play a tempo game, because the tempo game is the only way that you can play it. And then you'll see how it works. Whether it works or not. What happens. Ooh. Not so great against my arcane missiles now, is it? How many things can I do though? I can get a 4 damage arcane missiles. That seems pretty nice. Then I can also cram session for a bunch of cards. Something like that. So we open with the lab partner. Then we'll do the 4 damage arcane explosion. Then I suppose I'm using the coin here in order to pick up 7 cards in hand. So I pick up 4 cards with the cram session. And I was like, oh my god, that's 4 cards right there. And then I'm going to play one of these arcane missiles that deals 6. And then these are going to the dome. Something like that. That means that I will have another Imprisoned Phoenix turn in the near future. Warlock can, like, Dark Skies their way through this. Oh. Well, that sucks. Then you can't do anything. But Warlock is so bad against these sorts of decks that just really want to go face. So, another quite antithetical finisher for Legend Climb, but here we are, top 1000 NA, playing with a deck that has, well, it has 5 rares in it.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.